Have you ever noticed how the smallest, dumbest things can ruin your mood? A slow driver, a pointless email, someone saying something ignorant. Again. 10 minutes later, the anger fades, and you're left wondering why you even reacted. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not those stupid things that disturb your peace. It's the power you give them. Stoic philosophy has never promised a calm world. It promised something far more valuable, a calm mind inside a chaotic one. Anger feels justified in the moment. It feels strong. But to the Stoics, anger is not strength. It's a loss of control. It means something insignificant has taken command of your inner state. In this video, you won't hear empty advice like just relax or stay positive. Instead, you'll learn 7 Stoic principles that train you to stop reacting, stop overreacting, and stop letting small, stupid things hijack your mind. If you want clarity instead of constant irritation, stay with me. 1. Anger is not power, it's lost control. Anger often feels like strength. It feels sharp, decisive, justified. When someone cuts you off, disrespects you, or says something foolish, anger rises fast and loud. In that moment, it feels like you are standing up for yourself, but look closer. Anger doesn't put you in control. It hands control away. The moment something small can change your emotional state, you are no longer leading yourself. You are reacting. And reaction is not power. Reaction is surrender. Stoic philosophy draws a hard line here. Power is not volume. Power is not intensity. Power is not the ability to explode on command. Power is the ability to remain steady when provoked. Anyone can lose their temper. It takes discipline to keep it. Think about how anger actually works. A minor inconvenience appears. Your mind labels it as an insult, a threat, or an injustice. Your body tightens. Your breathing shortens. Your focus narrows. Now your entire inner world is orbiting something trivial, a careless comment, a delay, a stranger you will never see again. Who is winning in that moment? Not you. Anger gives importance to what does not deserve it. It elevates noise into significance. It turns small things into rulers over your mood. That is why the Stoics treated anger as a form of weakness, not because it feels weak, but because it proves you can be moved against your will. A calm person decides how to act. An angry person is pushed. There is also a hidden cost. Anger doesn't disappear after the moment passes. It lingers, it drains energy, it steals attention from what actually matters. You replay conversations. You imagine better comebacks. You relive situations that are already over. Long after the trigger is gone, your mind is still paying the price. Stoicism teaches that this is optional suffering, not because life is easy, but because your reaction is a choice. The event happened. That part is fixed. What follows is where your responsibility begins. The Stoic does not pretend anger doesn't exist. He notices it. He recognizes it as a signal, not a command. A signal that expectations were violated. A signal that the ego was touched. A signal that something inside wants control where control does not belong. This awareness changes everything. When you see anger as lost control instead of justified force, the spell weakens. You stop feeding it with stories. You stop defending it as necessary. You stop identifying with it. You begin to ask a better question. Why am I allowing something so small to take up so much space? That question is the beginning of strength. True power is quiet. It does not rush. It does not need to prove itself. It does not react just because it can. It waits, observes, and chooses. And the moment you realize that anger is not power, but the absence of it, you stop glorifying it. You stop protecting it. You start replacing it. Not with suppression, not with denial, but with control. Because nothing is more dangerous than a mind that can be hijacked by something stupid. And nothing is more powerful than a mind that cannot be moved without permission. 2. Expecting. Intelligence. From everyone is the root of anger. Most anger does not come from what people do. It comes from what you expected them not to do. You expect people to be reasonable. You expect them to listen. You expect them to think before they speak. You expect basic awareness, basic logic, basic courtesy. And every time reality fails to meet that expectation, anger fills the gap. Stoicism cuts directly into this illusion. One of its most uncomfortable teachings is this: the world is not obligated to meet your standards of intelligence, maturity, or awareness. The moment you demand that it should, you create a permanent source of frustration. Think about how often anger begins with surprise. I can't believe they said that. I can't believe someone would act like this. I don't understand how people can be so careless. That disbelief is the trigger. You're shocked not by the behavior itself, but by the fact that it exists at all. The Stoics were never shocked by human behavior. They trained themselves to expect it. People will interrupt. They will misunderstand you. They will act emotionally, irrationally, and selfishly. Not sometimes. Regularly. When you accept this ahead of time, something strange happens. The anger loses its fuel. You don't get angry at rain for being wet. You don't resent fire for being hot. You don't curse gravity for pulling things down. You understand their nature. Stoicism asks you to apply the same logic to people, not as an insult, but as clarity. Humans act according to their character, their conditioning, their fears, and their limitations. Expecting universal intelligence is like expecting calm seas every day. It ignores reality. This does not mean excusing bad behavior. It means removing surprise from it. Surprise is what makes anger explosive. Preparation makes it manageable. When you wake up expecting competence from everyone, you are fragile. When you wake up prepared for inconsistency, ignorance, and emotional noise, you are stable. This shift changes how you move through the world. A foolish comment no longer feels personal. A careless action no longer feels like an attack. An irritating situation no longer feels unfair. It feels expected. And what is expected does not provoke rage. It provokes judgment. You start to see situations more clearly. You respond instead of react. You adjust instead of exploding. You conserve energy instead of wasting it. There is also a quiet form of freedom here. When you stop expecting intelligence from everyone, you stop needing to correct everyone. You stop needing to educate, argue, or prove your point in every moment. You no longer feel responsible for fixing what you did not create. Your peace stops depending on other people being different. This is not pessimism, it is realism. The Stoic does not walk through life annoyed by human nature. He walks through life aware of it. That awareness creates distance. That distance creates calm, and calm gives you leverage. You cannot control how intelligent others are, but you can control how much power their ignorance has over you. The moment you release unrealistic expectations, anger has nowhere to land. 3. The pause that ends. Anger before it starts. Anger needs speed. It thrives on immediacy. The faster you react, the stronger it becomes. This is why anger feels automatic. A trigger appears, and before you have time to think, your body has already decided. Your jaw tightens, your breath shortens, your attention locks onto the problem. In seconds, your mind is no longer yours. Stoicism interrupts this process at its most vulnerable point, the moment before reaction. The Stoics understood something modern psychology later confirmed. Between stimulus and response, there is a gap. That gap may be small, but it exists, and inside that gap lies your freedom. Most people never enter that space. They jump from trigger to reaction without awareness. The Stoic trains himself to slow the transition down. The pause does not require willpower. It requires recognition. The instant irritation appears, you stop moving forward. Not physically, but mentally. You do not argue. You do not explain. You do not defend. You pause. That pause does three things at once. First, it breaks the illusion of urgency. Anger convinces you that something must be handled immediately. That belief is almost always false. Very few situations actually demand instant emotional response. Second, it gives your nervous system time to settle. A few seconds of slower breathing changes the entire chemical state of your body. The surge fades. The intensity drops. What felt overwhelming seconds ago becomes manageable. Third, it creates separation. You stop identifying with the emotion. Instead of being angry, you notice anger. That shift may seem subtle, but it is decisive. You are no longer inside the emotion. You are observing it. This is where most anger dies. Not through suppression, not through reasoning, but through delay. Anger feeds on momentum. When you deny it, movement, it weakens. Think about how many times you regret a reaction that happened too fast. The words you wish you hadn't said, the tone you wish you had avoided, the conflict that escalated for no reason. Almost none of those moments came from calm deliberation. They came from speed. The Stoic does not aim to never feel irritation. That would be unrealistic. He aims to feel it without obeying it. With practice, the pause becomes automatic. A raised voice does not demand a raised voice in return. A stupid comment does not require a sharp reply. A minor inconvenience does not deserve full emotional investment. You begin to understand that time is your ally. The longer you wait, the clearer your thinking becomes, and clarity dissolves anger. The pause is not weakness, it is discipline in its purest form. When you master the pause, anger no longer controls the timeline. You do. And once you control the timing, you control the outcome. 4. One Stoic question that kills. Anger instantly. In the heat of anger, everything feels personal. The rude comment, the disrespect, the frustration. It's easy to believe that what is happening around you is the source of your anger. And while the situation may be annoying or unfair, it's not the root of the problem. The root lies in your reaction to it. Here is the key Stoic insight. You are the one who decides how you react, not the other person, not the situation. You. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This is where the Stoic question comes in. It's simple, direct, and profoundly powerful. Is this within my control? This question slices through the emotional fog of anger like a sharp knife. It brings everything back into focus, reminding you of one of the most important principles of Stoicism. You only have control over your thoughts, actions, and reactions. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a colleague speaks over you, or when someone behaves poorly, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, and most of the time it is, then anger has no place. The situation is already happening. You cannot change it by becoming upset. Here's the real power. When you recognize that you cannot control something, you can release it. You stop fighting the uncontrollable. You stop trying to fix what is already out of your hands. If the answer is yes, for example, if someone disrespects you and you can respond with clarity, without anger, then act accordingly. But notice that this is a different kind of action. It's not an emotional reaction. It's a thoughtful response. This is the secret to diffusing anger. You don't need to suppress it or ignore it. You simply need to recognize its source, your reaction. When you realize that your anger is within your control, you take back the power that anger was stealing from you. Anger loses its hold when you ask the right question. By constantly reminding yourself, is this within my control? You create an automatic filter for all your emotions. You see the world not as a series of attacks or injustices, but as a series of circumstances. Circumstances you can either respond to with anger or with peace. Choosing peace starts with the recognition that much of the world's chaos is outside your control. But how you react is always in your hands. This question doesn't just kill anger, it renders it irrelevant. 5. Stop trying to fix stupid people. There's a dangerous temptation we all face when we feel wronged. The need to fix it, to correct the person, to make them see their mistake. Whether it's someone interrupting you, speaking out of turn, or simply being rude, we often feel compelled to set them straight. In that moment, we believe that our anger is justified because we feel it's our responsibility to educate, to correct, to make things right. But here's where Stoicism challenges us. You don't have to fix other people. You don't need to explain yourself to everyone. You don't need to convince them to understand you. Trying to fix people, especially when they are not open to change, is a massive drain on your energy. It's one of the quickest ways to lose your peace of mind. The Stoics believed that one of the worst traps we can fall into is trying to make everyone around us conform to our standards of reason, behavior, or decency. The truth is, you cannot control other people. Not their words, not their actions, not their choices. And trying to control them only leads to frustration. More often than not, you'll find that the person you are trying to fix is simply not interested in your perspective. They don't care about your logic. They are stuck in their own worldview, and no amount of reasoning will change that. This does not mean you should tolerate bad behavior or injustice. It means that you stop wasting energy on those who are not ready to listen. Instead of battling their ignorance, the Stoic chooses to focus on his own response, not on fixing the situation, but on protecting his own peace. When someone says something offensive, rather than immediately fighting back, the Stoic asks, "Is this worth my energy?" Most of the time, the answer is no. And so, the Stoic disengages, not because he is afraid of confrontation, but because he knows that his peace is more valuable than being right. This doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean that you let people walk all over you. But it does mean that you stop giving power to every insult, every comment, every person who crosses your path. You let go of the need to change them because you understand that their behavior is not yours to control. Think about the times when you felt angered by someone else's words or actions. Did fixing them actually work? Did it make you feel more at peace, or did it just drag you deeper into frustration? The Stoic doesn't need to be right. He doesn't need everyone to understand him. He doesn't need to fix other people. Instead, he knows that his energy is best spent on himself, on his own thoughts, actions, and responses. He chooses his battles wisely and disengages from those who would drain him. This is how the Stoic protects his peace. He understands that not everyone is meant to be fixed. Some people will stay exactly as they are, and that's okay. The Stoic knows where to invest his energy, and it's not in changing others. You cannot change people, but you can change how you react to them. 6. Train your body. So your mind stops. Overreacting. Anger is not just a product of the mind, it's deeply rooted in the body. The way our body reacts to stress directly influences our emotional responses. Think about it. When you're angry, your heart races, your fists clench, your muscles tense, and your breathing becomes shallow. All of these physical signs are signs of your body reacting to the emotion of anger, even before your thoughts have fully processed what's going on. The connection between the mind and body is inseparable. To gain control over anger, you must first recognize that your body's reaction is just as important as your thoughts. When you feel your body tensing up, that's your cue, not just to think, but to act physically to calm yourself. The Stoics understood that the mind and body are one. Their practices weren't just about controlling thoughts, but also about conditioning the body. They embraced voluntary hardship, challenges meant to build endurance and resilience. By deliberately putting the body in uncomfortable situations, the Stoics taught themselves not to be ruled by instinctive reactions. The physical discomfort became a way of toughening the mind. One of the most effective practices for training your body, and in turn, your mind, is through deliberate discomfort. It's about putting yourself in situations that challenge you physically and learning to control your body's response to those challenges. For instance, consider taking a cold shower. The immediate instinct is to tense up, to avoid the cold, but if you allow yourself to fully experience that discomfort, you teach your body to remain calm in the face of it. Over time, you develop a deeper sense of control. Control over your physical reactions and control over your emotions. Another practice is intense exercise. When you push your body to its limits, you engage in an activity that forces you to focus and concentrate, leaving little room for emotional reactions. You're teaching your mind to stay in the present, to focus on the task at hand, and not get distracted by irritation or anger. After a rigorous workout, you often feel a sense of clarity, not just in your body, but in your mind as well. But what's important to note is that the key to managing anger lies in understanding that physical discomfort can be a powerful tool in taming the mind. When you choose discomfort deliberately, you become less reactive to it when it arises unexpectedly. The key is to train yourself to be uncomfortable in controlled situations, so that when you face discomfort in life, like an argument or a difficult situation, your body has already been conditioned to remain calm, regardless of how the situation feels. Another way to regulate the body's response to anger is through mindful breathing. This practice is simple but profoundly effective. When you start to feel your body reacting to anger, pause. Take a deep breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this several times, allowing your body to calm down before you respond. Breathing exercises are a powerful way to regain control over your emotional responses. By slowing your breathing, you slow your heart rate, you loosen the tension in your muscles, and your mind starts to quiet as well. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to use your body's physical response to redirect your emotions. Instead of letting anger take over, you consciously choose to calm your body and mind. This gives you the ability to think clearly, act rationally, and choose the right response in the face of any challenging situation. This combination of physical discipline and mental awareness is the foundation of Stoic practice. The Stoics didn't just rely on the mind to control emotions. They understood that training the body was just as critical in maintaining inner peace. In the long run, training your body to endure discomfort allows you to approach life's challenges with a calm and resilient mind. The Stoic goal is not to live a life free of difficulties or discomforts, but to remain unshaken no matter what life throws at you. By learning to control your body's automatic responses, you start gaining mastery over your emotions. When you are in control of your physical reactions, anger has nowhere to settle. And when anger has nowhere to settle, you become the one in control. Not your emotions, not your surroundings, but you. 7. Choose calm as a lifestyle, not a mood. Calmness is often seen as a fleeting emotion, a reaction to external circumstances that happen to be pleasant. When things are quiet, peaceful, and controlled, it's easy to feel calm. But as soon as chaos arises, when traffic gets bad, when people are rude, when things don't go as planned, that sense of calm evaporates. Most people believe that calm is something that happens when life is easy, but Stoicism teaches us a radical truth. Calm is not a mood, it's a decision. The Stoic chooses calm, no matter what is happening around them. This choice is not based on convenience or the absence of chaos, but on the discipline to remain composed and present, regardless of external circumstances. This decision is something you practice every single day, and it is a lifestyle, not a temporary feeling. Consider how often we let external events control our inner state. A frustrating conversation, a difficult person, an unexpected change. All of these things pull us out of our peaceful center and stir up anger, anxiety, or frustration. We feel powerless to control these emotions because we mistakenly believe that the events themselves are what make us angry or upset. The Stoic understands that external events cannot disturb your peace unless you allow them to. Calmness is not about ignoring the discomforts and stresses of life. It's not about pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. It's about recognizing that your inner peace is not dependent on external events. The more you practice this mindset, the more automatic it becomes. When you make calmness a lifestyle, you stop reacting emotionally to every irritation that comes your way. You stop letting traffic or rude people dictate your mood. You stop turning every minor inconvenience into a source of stress. Instead, you choose to respond with awareness. You recognize that you are in control of your response, not the event. The situation may not change, but your ability to choose how you engage with it does. This shift in perspective transforms how you experience challenges in life. A key principle in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. The Stoics remind us that we should focus only on what is within our control and let go of what isn't. What other people say or do, the actions of strangers, the traffic jam on your way to work. All of these are outside your control. As we close this journey through Stoic principles, remember that the goal is not to live in a world without frustrations or challenges. Life will continue to present obstacles, and people will continue to be imperfect. The difference lies in how you respond. Stoicism teaches us that we don't have to be at the mercy of our emotions. We can choose how we react, to pause before we act, to recognize what's within our control, and to maintain calm even in chaos. This mindset doesn't just help you handle anger, it transforms the way you interact with the world. When you apply the Stoic teachings, you become the master of your emotions, not the servant of them. You reclaim your inner peace no matter the storm around you. And in that peace, you find the true strength that lies in control over your own mind. So today, ask yourself, what will you choose? Will you let small things steal your calm, or will you choose a steady, unshakable peace no matter what comes your way?